See the Capitol in the background there and the sun coming up this morning. Rhonda will be here in just a bit to talk to you about what it feels like outside. Speaking of outside, planning to head out there to do some gardening. Well, we have some tips this morning from our morning weekend gardener.
Hello, gardening friends. Welcome to the Weekend Gardener. You know, a lot of us collect succulents, and if you don't, it's a really, really nice family of plants. There are many families in there that, gosh, they make great container gardens. Look at some of these container gardens. They're just beautiful. And so, but they're not always cold hardy. And here's something called the green aloe. Look at that. That's a beauty. Can you imagine that in a pot with some other succulents? It's just a really beautiful plant. Look at the variegation in it. This outstanding. Really, really nice. Here's another one that people use quite a bit. And it's pretty hardy, but none of these are going to take the freeze. And this one's called blue chalk fingers, or some of them just call it blue chalk. This guy gets about 18 inches, maybe a little bit bigger. They grow it quite a bit in Southern California, almost like a ground cover. So it's in the Senecio family. You know, some of these plants, you water them during the warm season, but once winter gets there, you have to back off on the watering, because many of them are from South Africa. The blue chalk right here is from South Africa, so the seasons are changed a little bit, and it's very dry down there at that time. Now, this is a neat plant right here, and there's a whole bunch of these guys right here. Ripsalis, there's an assortment of these that live up in the trees. These guys are epiphytes. So the difference between an epiphyte and a parasite is this one is just a passenger on the tree, like a bromeliad. But it's a beautiful plant. It'll cascade very nicely. I wish it would do a little bit better here because it looked great in some of the trees. So Ripsalis, this is another one, and this one's called the drunkard's dream. Same family, same plant, and what these things look like, and that's where it gets its name, is little bottles that are upside down. So that's the drunkard's dream. Another beauty. This is a great little succulent right here. I really like this one. I've had this one for many years, and so these guys at one point, I don't know when, crawled up into the trees. And they're located in many areas of Central America. You know, they move on down. There's several types. I understand that a couple of them are still in the Old World. Not many at all, but there's a couple that you can find in the Old World out there. Now this guy right here, I really like this one right here. And it's called the crinkle leaf. Look at the flowers. It's about to bloom here real soon. It's got 2 spikes on it. And look at this little guy. This is another one of those plants. It's very tender, and you back off on the watering in the winter time. But you can tell when it's time to water because this is very, very succulent right here. So there's a little look at a few of the succulents that you might put together in a nice container. Protect them in the winter time. Maybe you bring them indoors, let them go a little bit dormant. But they're very easy to grow. And if you're not a collector of succulents, after you try some of these, you will be. For the Weekend Gardener, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next week.